Welcome to Dunbar Cave State Park, located just outside of Clarksville, Tennessee, kind of central Tennessee, right on the Kentucky border. It's right back that way, and really cool place to visit for you and your family. I've spent the day here. I think there's a little bit of something for everyone here. There's plenty of hiking trails where you're going to see deer and all sorts of wildlife. There's hills, there's wetlands, there's 2 lakes here, and there's also a stinking cave behind me. I am so upset that I'm not here when they're doing cave tours. It's just May through September. I'm here in February, which kind of stinks, but still a ton of things for you to explore even if you're not here during the peak season. This is my 17th park review, and so I'm kind of getting a vibe for how they all operate and what all they have to offer, and this is a really cool place to come just for the day. There's no overnight camping here, so just hang out and enjoy God's creation. So come along today for the journey. I'm so excited to be reviewing for you today at Dunbar Cave State Park. Now, please forgive my voice. I'm on my 4th round of COVID, and so I'm just having to deal with that today. But I saw this group of probably 20 or so deer and got this great shot of them running through the woods while I was on one of my hikes. So a lot of natural beauty to see. Tons of giant, over 100-year-old trees throughout the park, which as a tree lover was super fun to look at all the different species and try and see if I can identify them. Also, they have this area along the main hike, which is a natural grassland that is untouched throughout the years, and something that I don't get in West Tennessee but love seeing are rock formations. Now, at the entrance to the park, it is right there against 2 big lakes that were filled, and I mean filled, with hundreds, if not thousands, of these geese. And so really beautiful to see, lots of natural beauty. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10, even though I didn't see the cave. If you're an amateur arborist, you need to come to Dunbar Cave. And look at this white oak. The thing is hundreds of feet tall, and it's probably 6 feet across the base. It's crazy. And they're everywhere. Look, there's one over there, one over there. It's amazing. Here's a giant one that has fallen down. We're down here kind of in the wetlands, so maybe that's why, but the thing is huge. Several hundred years old. What is it about moss that is so pretty? Our next category is activities, which is worth a possible 20 points. Here at the entrance to the park, you're going to find all of your picnic tables and kind of normal day activity things to do, which is great because this is just a day park. But you're also going to see some old buildings and gardens and things that you can explore that overlook the 2 ponds/lakes there at the entrance to the park. There were hundreds and thousands of geese when I was there, and they were super fun to watch and to photograph. And I've been told and heard that this is a great birding area due to the natural lowlands and the water that's there. And so a lot of really cool outdoor experiences there. There's also a lot of hiking, and it took me, oh goodness, maybe an hour to hike all the way around the perimeter of the park along the trail. I would give it like a 3 out of 10. It was not super hard, very pretty, even in February. But of course, the main part of the park is Dunbar Cave. And as I said, I wasn't able to explore it, but I'm going to take that into account based on what I've seen and heard about the cave with scoring the activities. But there is a giant raised concrete platform that they have dances, and they used to have kind of ballroom stuff going on and parties and things, but this is underneath it, and it had like a little, I guess it was a well or maybe just a drainage area of fresh water from the cave, which was cool to explore. And then if you come up to the upper side, not only do you get to see the dance floor in the entrance to the cave, but you also get to see this beautiful rock formation that encompasses the entire area. It was so beautiful.
All right, I made it to the entrance of Dunbar Caves, and I wish I would have known this ahead of time, but they only give tours May through September, or what they call just the summer season. So I hate that I'm here and not able to go inside the cave, but it's still a really cool place to explore. A lot of geese, as you can hear, I mean just hundreds right now here in February, and a lot of cool rock formations and stuff that you can climb on and explore, and some good hiking areas as well. But if you're gonna come here, come during the summer so you can go on a cave tour. It's $18 per adult, and then it's a little bit cheaper for kids. But I think it'd be pretty cool and pretty worth it, so come check it out.
The main thing this park was missing was a playground for children, and I don't know why these are not at all the parks, but I'm going to give activities a solid 14 out of 20, which is great for a day park.
I don't know what these buildings are for. There's no electricity, nothing on the inside. I'll pop up some footage of it. Maybe it was a welcome center or something years ago, but definitely not anymore. But they have kind of made this concrete pad here at the entryway to the cave, and I would imagine during the summer months it probably gets pretty busy. But this cave was used by a lot of people throughout its rich history, hundreds of years old, and they used to slaughter hogs right here, and then they'd store them inside the cave to preserve them, because the cave would remain the same temperature year round. They'd also put corn and grain and some other stuff in there as well. But yeah, really beautiful. I mean, look at this up here. I think that's just so cool. Yeah. I'm about a mile into my hike around Dunbar Cave State Park, and I was thinking about that big giant dance floor that they have at the entryway to the cave. I was thinking, I don't know if I've ever been in a bad mood while dancing. There's probably no better physical representation of joy and happiness than dancing. And I was reminded in Psalm chapter 30, David wrote a song, and part of the lyrics to that song said, "You've turned my mourning into dancing. You have taken my sackcloth off, and you have encircled me with joy." And that's really a verse for Christians, if we're being honest, that life isn't always great. While we live in this sinful world, we're going to have struggles. There's no question about that. But God can redeem anything. He can redeem your past. He can redeem the mistakes that you've made. And He can turn your mourning into dancing. That's a pretty encouraging thought.
The restrooms at the Welcome Center were nice and clean, and it gets a 7 out of 10. Next is staff. The staff lady at the Welcome Center as well as the park ranger were super kind and helpful, but I couldn't get in contact with the manager to get drone footage, so the staff gets a 7 out of 10. For nearby amenities, there's pretty much a few things there on site, but you are right in the heart of town, and so it gets an 8 out of 10. And as far as uniqueness goes, with the cave being there and all the natural beauty and things to do, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next is cost. It would typically get a 10 out of 10, but it does cost money to go into the cave when it's that time of year, so it gets an 8 out of 10. You put it all together, and Dunbar Cave State Park gets a 79 out of 100.
Alright, now what do we say?
Like and subscribe.
No.
What?
Say God's creation.
Oh, God's creation is meant to be explored.